Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. I'll be showing you how to get these G35 Ganadors to fit on the Jenny. I already have the other one done and on the car, but I'll be showing you how to do this on the passenger side one. So the way I'm doing it is a little different from everyone else who's gotten this done. I heard like a lot of people are doing like plexiglass and creating like a mold and everything, but I want it to have like OEM style fitment, to look like it belonged on the car, you know. And I'm also just like worried about water getting in behind all the seals and everything, so I want to make it fit perfect. So what I'll be using to get this done, I'll be using the Dremel. I got this little like hot knife with a flat end so that I can like plastic weld. As you can see, this inner line that I outlined so that I can cut out, because this won't mount up exactly to where it needs to be to fit on our car, because it's meant for a G35. So what I'll be doing is taking this inner portion, slapping it into our stock one after cutting it up a little bit, and then plastic welding that. Then on the back side, our car has like this little metal mounting area. I'll be also chopping that to then mount up to here as well on the back side, so that it goes back to factory mounting locations. You won't have to re-drill any holes on the car. Everything is all modified on like the inner mounting portion of it, and it'll be just as strong and then as OEM looking as possible. So it does involve a little bit of sanding, a little bit of plastic welding, cutting, but if you're willing to do this big of a project, you know, it's not too crazy, but it is time consuming and you got to be a little tedious with a bunch of things. But yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so when you do open up the box to get these out, you're literally just going to take the mirrors and put them off to the side, because you're not even going to need these until like we're pretty much done. And of course, you're going to want to get these paint matched or keep them black. I don't know. I'm paint matching mine, and you'll just see later on these paint matched and me putting them back together. But for right now, I'm putting it off to the side, and this is the part that we're focusing on. Before I do start cutting into this though, you don't need spare mirrors, but I did, because I didn't know how long I would have the mirrors off the car. Plus I've been having real shitty weather over here in Connecticut, and depending on when I post this, we're having that crazy storm that's supposed to go crazy. But for this, you're not gonna need, you know, any of the wires that come out of here, so you can literally just cut them. We will be disassembling this light in order to get this portion. It's literally all we need right here, this portion. And then I'll be like chopping this neck portion off. And then to actually separate this, we need to get a little flathead behind here and pop it open. Just pop it open like that. And you got your Phillips heads. These are pretty tight. Be careful that you don't strip them, because then they'll be a pain to take out. I got 2 out, but then of course I stripped the other one. So I'll get back to this when I get this one out. All right, I got it out. So now I just take this end and wiggle it until it pops out. Hopefully you cut the wire so that you can feed this other bit of the cable out. It's gonna be a little bit stuck, but you could just cut it here too, which is what I'm gonna do. There you go. Right, so this is the piece that you need. Literally just take this mirror and toss it. Now on the back side, you got a couple Phillips head screws, and then you also have 10 mils all around. You could keep these in You don't have to take them out. This is what goes into your car, and you have holes on the inside of the door, and you literally just put the 10mm nut on, and then it mounts to the car. So we'll be keeping this whole side right here. It's just that everything behind here is all metal, and we'll need the grinder, and we'll just chop all of that out, all behind, because it comes and extends out to here, which we don't need. So right now I'll just be taking my Dremel, and I'll just be nicely cutting out the area that we don't need, and then I'll show you guys where the template will go for us to chop this section out. All right, as you can see, it's a little mangled right now, but I'm gonna cut around like that. There's a little line you want to follow all along here that I cut, and cut right back up and around, come back there. You don't want to cut like too into this just yet. Then you want to make 2 lines like that, almost like that, because the centerpiece is metal. You can't really cut through with the Dremel. But yeah, so now you just take a flat head and start separating like that. One chunk. I might have not cut all the way through on one of these pieces, but separated. And then now this will just come right off. Now you're left with this piece. I'm just gonna leave that on the side as well. Don't mind the mess. This is from making taillights. So now this is where you want to take your other piece. Also, this was on the inside of this. This is like your weather seal. You want to take this piece now. You're gonna cut all along this little red line I made that you see. So let's get into it. All right, this is the piece cut out. Don't worry if you kind of like mangled it a little bit. We'll also be chopping off this back end too, so get ready for that. But if you have a Dremel or these little like $3 cutters from Harbor Freight, you could just chip off all the little like plastic nubs and everything. You see, cut it nice and smooth. Like here, another chunk. Literally just cut that smooth all the way around, so that when we do like make our outline for this piece, so that when we make our outline for this piece, it like inlays like perfectly. So it's gonna be like more closer to the bottom like this, but yeah, I'll show you how much you need to cut out and pretty much where it's just gonna land. But yeah, so get to chopping this back half, and then make sure it's nice and smooth. You know, don't go through this. But yeah, so you just be chop smooth, and then I'll show you after when I'm done what I'm gonna do. All right, so right now I've got the piece cut out. Just set it right behind, and then you are going to just outline there, and then you want to cut on the like inner portion of it, so that you don't make too big of a hole. And then hopefully you had kept all the other pieces that you did cut off, because you'll be using that to then like fill in all the gaps all around, so that everything sits perfect. So I'm gonna cut out the piece, and then I'm just kind of like tack it in place to show you guys how it's gonna sit. As you can see, this is how it's gonna fit. You're gonna have a big gap down here, but we're gonna fill that in, and then plastic weld it all the way around. Add some plastic with the extra little chunks that you had laying around. You can also use like the piece that you cut out, you know, just cut some slivers off of it, add it in where it needs to. So like I'll probably take like a chunk from all the way down just to use in here so that it sits nice and flush. All right, so this is where I've gotten it to. It looks rough right now, but this is what the sander's for. But you want to, you know, plastic weld it on both sides. Add some extra to certain areas. Like this is a weak point because of how thin it was. So now it's like super rigid, can't bend it, even if like probably wouldn't even be able to break it. Like I think here I'm gonna add some more too, just to make it a little stronger. But this part right here, this is pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm gonna take my sander and just sand down all these edges, make them super smooth. But I'll kind of show you before I do any of that. I'll just kind of mock it up now, so that you can see how it looks. So that's how it sits right now. If you can see, you know, all the rough edges, but once it's sanded down, it'll be pretty smooth. The mating surface will be good. It's literally bolted up like this. And then on the other side will have this portion right here. But like as you can see, like that little mounting hole here, I did cut the one off from the bottom, but I can always like add like another little piece of plastic there to then like self-tap another bottom screw which goes there. Just put it down, and then I should just call it a day for that. I go straight up and back onto the car. Alright, so we got it to this point. Nice and smooth, except for like right here. I think I'm gonna just use a little bit of body filler instead of just keep sanding it down, you know? But overall, honestly, like etching primer should honestly do the trick on that. But look, it's all nice and sealed back here, like nice and smooth. So this will get painted just black, and then the mirrors will be getting painted to match my car, which is red. So all right, so I've got this piece back on, and it's like ready to get mounted to the car. It's not clear coated yet or anything like that. And this side I'm actually gonna redo, because this was the driver's side for the plastic portion. I'm gonna redo it because I'm not a fan of how it came out. So like the rest of it, no man, there's like a bunch of little plastic chunks that I have on me on the mirror, but it's gonna get clear coated, and then yeah, it should be ready to get mounted up either later today or tomorrow. Literally just chop all of this extra protruding part all the way around, all the way. Just don't cut off this, just cut it at an angle. Meet like this little point here, come all the way back up, just keep this flat, and then get rid of that and all that. So this whole piece would be gone. Leave this all alone. And like you guys are also just kind of going with the flow like me right now. Like I really don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm figuring it out as I continue going. Like what's gonna work, what doesn't work, and I'll just let you know in the end how it's gonna show you how it turns out. So for those of you who are gonna cut these, literally just that line that I made all the way around, that's exactly what you're cutting off. And then you'll be using some of these mounting spots. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plastic weld another piece onto the bottom, like right around here, one of these two spots, probably this one, because this one stays. And then I'm going to allow it to thread in using that, so it'll be strong there as well. All right, so this is the piece cut. It does look a little crazy, but that's like exactly how you want it. You still get to mount it up here, mount it there, and then I put some plastic underneath to reinforce it to the mirror, or to the like little shield guard thing. And then where it like all connects, I use an epoxy to like hold it in place. I then add more plastic weld it to each other, and then the piece is solid. And then again, like if you want to have a little extra reinforcement, you could put epoxy around these areas where it connects onto the shield or the guard. And then it's literally just mounted straight up to the car as is, and it'll go right back into OEM fitment. And so right now I already have one of them done. It's on the car right now, just chilling. I'll show you guys in a second what it looks like, but I'm starting the other one. I'm not going to show the process of this one because it's the exact same that I did on the other one. And this is the passenger side. Don't mind how dirty the car is right now, but that's how it looks. No mirror. Alright, so that's it. Using the factory mounting points. Sanded it all the way down. Nice and smooth. I'm gonna be putting a little skim layer of body filler on these like little low points. Just so I don't have to continue sanding down, giving it less material, which means it's not as strong. But like, it's still pretty friggin' rigid. So now what I'm gonna do is just, after I put the skim coat, I'm just gonna paint it black, and then attach the mirror onto this, and then, or paint it black, clear coat it, attach the mirror. You have to separate this first before you do that, so you can get to the holes where the mirror is. And then yeah, that's it. So that's how it looks right now, all done. I'm just gonna mount it up to the car and then show you guys exactly how it looks on the car. So these are the mirrors on the car. Sheesh. Let's get a little interior view. So that's what you see from the inside. They are definitely a lot smaller than the factory ones, but you didn't get those for that reason. You want them because they look fire. But yeah, nah, this was pretty easy to do. I did, like, at the same time as working on these, I did see someone just made like an adapter kit to use all of the stuff that you buy like in the full kit to make it mount up. It'll be definitely much easier than what I did. But I still prefer the way I did it more because it's just using all the factory everything. And yeah, it's pretty simple, honestly. It's just a lot of time and patience with a lot of things. But yeah, so that's the G35 Ganadors fitted onto the Genesis. That's how it looks. It's freezing right now, and I'm just wearing a t-shirt. But yeah, that's the final end result. I do gotta clean the car. It looks disgusting right now. But yeah, stay tuned. I know a lot of you guys who follow me on Instagram have been seeing a lot more taillight stuff been getting done. I am still running like my normal set for my car. I do have a raffle going on. It ends January 31st, so if you made it to the end of the video, go Follow me on Instagram. It's just my name. I have it linked down below. And then join the raffle. $20 to enter. See if you win. And then after, also don't pay attention to how I have only one eyelid. This one flew off on the highway. Yeah, so stay tuned.